Oh, I see we have my councilman, Mike DeFusco. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Anthony Romano. How
Recently
are you? Thank you
reelected.
for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank
What's
you
going
so
on,
much.
Big Mike? How's
Listen,
everything?
everyone's coming in here, and I just wanted to be a part of the fun.
Well, I'm glad. Mike, tell us, you just recently elected. What's some of your thoughts of what you are all doing in Hoboken with regard to the pandemic and the economy? I know that you had some input into the extension of businesses, so tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was honored, Anthony, to be reelected to a second term back on November 7th. Being sworn in shortly after that in early January, we basically looked at the state of Hoboken, and we've seen a $7 to $14 million budget shortfall at the hands of the current administration. And then shortly after that, we were handed, the unprecedented pandemic that we're all dealing with. So working together with the administration, with the freeholders, with the county, with the state, Hoboken has been leading the way in not only protecting our residents, but also enacting really smart, guidelines when it comes to, dealing with our new normal under COVID-19. Somewhere in mid-April, I was talking to Council President Jen Giattino, and we knew we needed to do something to help businesses get back on track. We needed to do something that was smart in terms of a health perspective, but also something that began to understand that the economy needed to return. So working with the council president, working with my council colleagues, we put together a business recovery plan that we floated over to the administration. And it's been such a tremendous month and a half working together collaboratively to make sure that our businesses have a fighting chance in these COVID times, we should say. And what that means, Anthony, is that we had a grand reopening of all Hoboken businesses on Monday. We activated sidewalk cafes. We created parklets and streeteries, which are small cafes and small retail areas that run into the public right of way to expand the square footage that these businesses can operate on. And it does a couple of things, right? It creates the community that we always loved and believed in, but it also gives our small businesses, our mom and pops, a fighting chance, to move forward during these troubling times.
Well, two things, Mike. I just want to comment on one thing you mentioned too. It's amazing when we all work together, and everybody puts differences aside. I see the council and the administration and anything we could do with the county. We're going to release funds that are coming down, and with the private sector to accomplish these goals. So my compliments to you all, and you being one of the spearheads with that, and being in the first ward. And I'll step off as a freeholder for a minute. As a business owner, I have to say I'm excited. I filled out all my paperwork on the expansion. I noticed, Mike, something on Park Avenue, on 10th and Park. Now you're allowed to go into the street. How does that work?
Yeah, so I had mentioned the broad definitions, Anthony, of streeteries and parklets, and what those are they're areas within the public right of way, within the street, if you will, in the parking lanes that via a permit can be reserved for a business or a series of businesses to take the parking space and turn it into an expanded retail.
Is that a temporary
space.
thing, or how does that work? Like
You know me,
30 days?
Anthony. I'm always very forward. There is a sunset clause on it, which happens, I believe, in sometime in October of this year. My hope is that these actually work out for the long term, so that way we have a more European style, streetscape here in Hoboken in years to come. Now, there's a cost to everything, right? We're not going to be giving away public or private property to the private sector.
Sure.
So the permits are fairly expensive. The streeteries and the parklets both have to pay into a fund in exchange for that space. And businesses are eager to do so. So I think we take this pilot program as that. It's a temporary program to get us through, tough COVID times. We see how it goes, and we take it from there as to whether or not we want to keep it going or not.
So that's different than the extension that you apply with for the state with the ABC, correct? That's different.
There are a couple different motors there, correct?
Okay.
Right. So if you want to close down a street, and move your bar operation or your food service operation into the middle of the street, probably in conjunction with a number of other businesses, you can do so. But you would need to apply through the state ABC board for that, for that opportunity, and then the city of Hoboken would help you move forward with the appropriate permits, police protection, et cetera, to make sure that the event was safe for the residents and the surrounding neighborhood.
Mike, question for you. For the people out there, who do they need to contact if they have questions, business owners? Is there a certain number or a certain person?
I always say start with Anthony Romano. Call Anthony, and then he'll right. You are a great resource for the community, Anthony. But right now, I encourage you to contact your council. Any Hoboken resident to contact your council person, who can put you in touch with the correct authorities within City Hall. The city engineer, the city engineer is the entity that's going to be issuing the permits, as well as the directors of a number of departments. So to help you sail through that, that process, the council is always happy to help out.
Okay, for those in the audience, you heard Councilman DeFusco. Any business owners, please call your council person, and he'll guide you to who to speak to in City Hall. It's exciting times to see the city coming alive again, Mike, and that, as I said, everybody seems to be working in harmony. And how about the park? How's that coming, the one down the back? Where is that at?
Which park? We have the Southwest Park expansion?
Yes, Southwest. Yes, Southwest.
So we have a couple.
What do you figure for complete? What do you figure for completion? How long, Mike?
Well, the Southwest, where we have the Southwest redevelopment plan, we'd like to target another acre for public park space. The council has advised the mayor that eminent domain may not be the correct correct line of action. So we're working with all property owners in the Southwest to find updates to the redevelopment plan that could not only create a more vibrant community, but also activate that park. Now, the park that's already under construction, which is the Northwest Park, which is all the way in the northern part of town, broke ground quite a few months ago, and that's on track for that's on track for a completion probably before the next mayoral election, if my political instincts are correct. But
we have a project that's close to your heart, my heart. We got derailed because of the pandemic. I don't know where we're at with it. It's the open space with Court Street. That's an exciting project. Before you came on, I was just trying to explain to how this is an area that's in disarray, collapsing, and how hopefully with county and city money, we're going to get it going. But I guess because of the pandemic, it's been put on hold, and see where we're at with that. Hopefully in the future, some way it'll get done.
Yeah, Anthony, and that's we thank you for your help securing funds from the county for open space in Hoboken. Those funds this year did go to the Northwest Park, but downtown Hoboken can't wait to see Court Street, renovated and brought back to its former glory. And working with the county, I know we can make that happen.
Well, I really thank you for coming on today, Councilman, and please continue the good work you do. And we need everybody in Hoboken to work together. Thank you.
I agree. My pleasure, Anthony. Thank you.
Thank you.